Okay, to begin our film study of the outside zone, this is a good example of just the running back's reads. Again, this is an under center zone. We're running out of 12 personnel, ace formation. The number one read of the running back, again, is the first down lineman on or outside the tackle, and then his number two read is the next down lineman inside. And you'll see on this particular play, we give up some penetration at the point of attack where the down lineman, the first down lineman, the first read for the running back gets penetration up the field. That's not what you want, obviously, but the running back does a great job here of reading and being patient with this and then sticking his foot in the ground and getting north and south after he goes through his number two read. His number two read would be what we call he's running. He's running to keep his hat placement. So this turns into a bend play. And as you can see here, the critical block is on the backside. You see this backside cutoff block right here where the guard is coming off on the backside. And you see the number one read is up the field penetration. The number two read is running. Okay? We don't have hat placement on the number two read. So the running back is going to bend it back. Here comes the key block is off the backside. And what we're able to do is get the ball to the free safety, which we go back and talk about from a philosophical standpoint. We want to get the ball to the free safety and make that free safety be the leading tackler on the defense. Okay, this next example here, you'll see this is where our tackle makes a pull call. We talked about having the pull call. The tackle, you'll see from the end zone copy, the play side tackle by alignment here. We look at the alignment of the down lineman. You see he's cheated a little bit inside. We see our linebackers cheating a little bit outside. So our tackle makes a pull call. This alerts the guard to say, hey, probably wind up climbing up to this linebacker. You know, you need to be ready to take this B gap defender on. And again, our tight end here is this is another ace formation. Okay, and our tight end is working. This is an odd front. We go back to our front declarations. It's an odd front play side. We've got a down lineman here, a nose guard. So our tight end is blocking man on, and our tackle makes the pull call that gets the left guard over to the down lineman. He works up to the linebacker. Okay, we start looking at some 10 personnel zone, and you know, this is more of the spread offense stuff out of our shotgun. And the nice thing about it again is that the basis of our front declarations up front don't change for the 5 offensive linemen. You'll look at this front from the back, and we'll see that this is an even front. Okay, we'll pause it right here, and we'll see that this is still an even front. Okay, for our line, there is no true Mike linebacker. Okay, so our line declares this as an even front. Our backs reads are the first down lineman on or outside the tackle to the number two read, which is the next down lineman. On this particular case, you'll see that both of them are getting displaced laterally, so they're both running. And again, this goes back to our backside cutoff block. Where do we achieve the backside cutoff? And it happens right here at the 3 technique. We'd like to get a better job by here. You see the combination block from the tackle guard combination up to the backside backer. If our backside tackle would get a little bit more of a piece of the 3, then we could have a little bit more of a gain here. But nonetheless, we're still able to gain positive yardage because our running back is disciplined on his point of attack rules, which are his number 1 to number 2 read. Number 1 read is running, number 2 read is running, and the running back bends it back behind the nose guard. Gain about 8-9 yards. Okay, this is a real good example here of the bubble and how the bubble affects the safeties. Okay, what I want you to pay particular attention to is our slot receiver off the backside. We're going to run the zone over here to the left, and our slot receiver over here is going to run the bubble. You'll see that the defense here has 2 high safeties. A lot of times when the defense has 2 high safeties versus a spread look, a trips look, then the backside safety will have to have his eyes on the number 3 receiver strong in case he has a vertical release. Well, when we bubble this receiver, you'll see how this affects this safety. And what he does is it pulls him completely out of his run read. Again, it goes back to the thing of trying to serve two masters. You know, this safety here has really put himself in a bind because of his eyes being on the front side bubble. And here comes the zone right at him. Now the next thing I want you to look at here on this same play is the pull call by the offensive tackle. You can see the alignment of the linebacker kind of tips the tackle to the fact that it may be a pull situation. As we see right here, we've got a stack look by the linebacker and the down lineman. So our play side tackle, recognizing this, he makes a pull call, which brings everybody over. We'll wind up getting a hat on a hat at the point of attack, and the safety again is put in a bind because of the effect that the bubble has on his reads, and the ball's being run right at him. So really, that bubble, even though we didn't throw the bubble, it still affected the safety to the point where it got him out of the running lane. Again, you'll see this. The running back's reads on this, very, very disciplined in his reads, and gets him in the right spot. One thing you tell your running backs, if you want to keep those offensive linemen happy, make them right. You know, right here you'll see how disciplined our running back is. He presses the line of scrimmage. He presses the blocks of the tackle, chases the tackle's hip. We've got our number one read is up the field. Our number two read is running. So it's a bend back. We got our backside cutoff blocks, and our guys, our running backs off and running. We want to make those secondary guys be defenders, make them be the leading tacklers on the team. Now this is the last one I want to show you here is a pull by our quarterback. Again, it goes down to him making the read off the backside end. And you know, this becomes a special play because of the talents that the quarterback possesses. But you can see how you know, just by pulling the ball when the end is crashing, that he's able to force the defense to stay on it. So let's look at this from the back. Again, our quarterback is reading this backside end. He's reading this backside end. If the end is down the line, squeezing down the line, he'll pull the ball, and he becomes the runner. And that helps keep the defense honest. We can't let this end just be a free runner that's going to trail down our zone, play from the backside. So the end's trailing, the quarterback pulls the ball, and of course, his talents and ability turn this into a big play. Okay, on this particular play, again, we're running the outside zone out of our trips open look. You know, going back to the philosophy of the offense is that if we have numbers to run and numbers to throw, we're going to run the ball first. Here you'll see that we have, you know, 3 receivers to this side. We have them outnumbered in the passing game. But because they're playing a too high safety look, we also have numbers to run the ball. And when we have numbers to run and numbers to throw, we want to run it. The bubble, you'll see how the play side bubble, or the backside bubble, which we talked about, how it affects the free safety. Okay, the free safety, his feet freeze because of the threat of the bubble, and also you'll see on this particular play how the backside end, who's responsible for the naked from the quarterback, his feet freeze also, and that allows our running back to skirt through. Our guys get a hat on a hat up front. And you'll see our running back coming through clean. But watch the effect right here first on the backside safety, or the backside end, I should say, that the naked has on the backside end. And then you'll also see the safety, the deep safety, who's responsible for that number 3 receiver strong. He's a little bit, you know, he's got slow feet also and doesn't get to the play in time. Okay, this snap is another example of a pull call by our tackle. This is out of a different formation. We got 11 personnel, and what we've got was what we call America's blitz. This is a zone blitz where the defensive linemen are gapping down 2 gaps and the linebackers are scraping. And you'll see how our left tackle, he handles this pull call, passes it off to the guard, and clamps off the linebacker. And when we get a stretch at the point of attack by our tight end, our running back is able to get into the secondary and force that free safety. Again, we want that free safety to be the leading tackler on the team when they're done playing us. So, and this all comes back down to the communication that takes place up front with our left tackle making the pull call and getting our hats on the right hats. All right, now we're talking about the zone out of 20 personnel, our two-back shotgun set. Again, reiterating what we did on the board, our lead back is responsible for the number 4 defender to the play side. In this particular case, we're going to run the zone over here to the field, and this was an answer to the zone blitz. We love to run the zone play into zone blitz, and this is kind of an answer to that. You'll see they have a shade to the field, which based on our film study told us that was about 90% of the time they were going to zone blitz from the field. And so we checked this play. You'll see, again, going back to the philosophy standpoint, you'll see our quarterback will step up and he will check the play, and that check is coming from the press box. Once we see their alignment, you see the quarterback's up checking the play, was coming from the press box, and now we run the outside zone into the zone blitz. Our lead back is responsible for the number 4 defender, okay? And that happens to be the cover down on the slot, okay? Our tackle, you'll see this from the back, is actually does a great job here of recognizing the front, understanding his scouting report, and that we want to run into the zone blitz, and he makes the pull call, which gets our hats pulled over there and gets our hats on the right hats. You see this from the backside. The quarterback, again, this is coming from the press box, so he steps up. He's checking the play at the line of scrimmage. You see our left tackle. Watch how his head pops up. This is the communication part of it. His head pops up. He checks the front. He's seeing what it is, and right there he's making the pull call to the guard who communicates it down to the center. That pulls everybody along the string. We get a hat on a hat, and we get the ball to the free safety, which is our goal. We want the ball to get to the free safety and then make the free safety make tackles. We tell our running backs at the point when you get to the free safety, he's unblocked. One of 3 things is going to happen. Either he's going to tackle you, you're going to run him over, you're going to make him miss. And then that's their opportunity to just be straight out running backs. And we'll get them to the free safety. We just want, at that point, they've got to make that guy either miss or run him over. Now you'll see here, this is another example of a blitz where our back, again, we're running the zone, the outside zone into this blitz. Our back kicks out the number 4 defender at the point of attack, and we're able to get the ball up to the safety. And anytime you get the ball to the safety, you're going to gain positive yardage. But our tackle here, watch our right tackle here. He recognizes the front again, and you'll see he makes the pull call. All right, we're looking right there. He's saying pull, pull, pull. So we pull it over, and that allows him to come off the ball and fit up on the safety or up on the linebacker. We get the ball into the secondary. All right, with the 20 personnel outside zone, again, it's very critical that, as we discussed, that our lead back, who's responsible for a number 4 defender, that he inserts himself into the blocking scheme as if he's running the ball. And here you're going to see where the lead back here does an outstanding job of reading the defense and finding, and again, he's working to the number 4 defender weak, or the number 4 defender play side, I should say, which if we count these out, 1, 2, 3, 4 happens to be this safety, okay? In our front identification, he's working towards this safety. One of the other things I'd like to point out right now is if you look at the alignment and how we talked about how critical our alignment is, that our backs are both at 5 yards depth, our quarterback's at 5.5 yards depth, which allows our running back to stay square to the line of scrimmage past the mesh point, okay? And as we look at this, you can see the fullback again, how disciplined he is in inserting himself into the blocking scheme as if he's running the ball, and he inserts himself right up to it works himself right up to the safety, right up to the number 4 defender, and gets his hat on him. And again, we're forcing the free safety to be the leading tackler on the team. Watch the fullback and how disciplined he is through his read progression, as if he's running the ball. His number 1 read is running. The number 2 read is reached. He knows it's a bang. So he works himself up to the safety as if he's running the ball. And that's a critical point to the 20 personnel outside zone. Okay, last thing we want to talk about here is how we control the backside defenders with the bubble screen. What you're going to see here, again, we see we have a trips formation. The cover down over the slot is going to blitz. And our quarterback, who is really excellent at this, he kind of gets a feel for this. He feels the blitz coming, and instead of handing the ball off or pulling it, based on what the end does, he just throws the bubble screen out to the perimeter. And we get a hat on a hat, and we're going to force those defenders out on the perimeter to make tackles also. Again, that's an excellent job by our quarterback in recognizing the blitz pre-snap. We don't want him to play fake this. We want him to get the ball out as quick as possible, just to rotate over. We need a great accurate throw. We don't need it to pirouette our slot defender. We want to put the ball out in front of him where he can catch it on the run and gain yardage without having to stop his feet. But that's a good example of how we control those backside defenders with the bubble screen. Again, you'll see the same thing here. This time, though, we just threw it out there because we have the numbers to throw it out there. And again, we want to make the safeties be tacklers. Okay, we've got them outnumbered on the perimeter. We've got more guys than they have defenders. So we have numbers to throw it. It goes back to our philosophy again of throw it with the numbers and run it with the numbers. And here we have numbers to throw it. So we're gonna throw the bubble screen out there and keep the defense honest. And that's a way to control the backside defenders with the bubble screen.